Example 1. Evaluate the function at x equals -5. And here's the function. Y equals the fifth root of x plus 2. Evaluate the function at x equals -5. Evaluate the function at x equals -5. This is a function here because we have two variables. Y equals, you do something to x, in other words, you take the fifth root of x and then you add 2 to it. What this function models, what phenomena does this function model? I have no clue. I did not state what it models. I did not give you a clue what it models. We talked about that yesterday, what functions model. This is just a function. We don't know what it models. That's besides the point. Now if I say to evaluate the function, I'm saying, what is this function's value? What's the y value when x is -5? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace x with the -5 and figure out the value of the function. I'm going to figure out what y is. Now, really quick, on C31, I gave you this PDF on function notation. This is for you to look at later. Right now, just look at my screen for now. But this is for you to have, and you can write on this. I made a copy for each one of you digitally. But look at this. When you guys were in junior high, math 1, math 2, functions were like this. Y equals 2x plus 5. You had the y, you had a 2x, and I just wrote it. The one I just wrote is kind of like that. We call that standard notation. But now, you guys are math 3 students. The more formal way to write a function is to replace y with f of x. Because y is a function of x. To say something's a function of something means to say that it depends on something. For instance, your grade in my class is a function of your performance. When I say that, I'm saying your grade depends on your performance. So y, look at y right here. Y depends on what x is. I have to replace x with some number to figure out what y is. So I can say y is a function of x. The function name is always a letter. It's typically f, but it could be any letter. And then in right here, the x here is always going to be this x. It's a function of x. It depends on x. So it's just a more fancy way of writing a function, where instead of writing y, you write f of x. Or sometimes it's g of x, z of x, q of x. It just depends on the situation. So look at what I wrote right here. How do you speak it? Well, how do you say that? Well, y equals 2x plus 5. We know that. That's from junior high. Well, how do you say this? F of x equals 2x plus 5. How about the ordered pairs if you're going to graph them? X, y. That's from like math 1, math 2, junior high. But now it's x, but instead of y, it's f of x, the function at that input. How about when you graph? You have the y-axis, but now we're higher level math, math 3, you have the f of x axis. Because f of x and y really mean the same thing. So this is just a little handout for you on C31. I'm going to come and refer to that. But let's go back over here. So what I'm going to do first is what I could do is I'm going to replace y with f of x. I don't have to, but just for giggles and just because we're starting functions now, instead of y, I'm going to put the function at x equals the fifth root of x plus 2. I'm going to change it to function notation for now. Do that with me. function notation. F of x. Let's do this. So watch this now. The function at, remember they're asking us to replace x with -5. The function at -5 is, watch this now. So I replace x with -5. So the way I read this is the function at -5. What is the function at -5? Well, let's find out. It's the fifth root of -5 plus 2. Now, newer students, Gomez, Rodriguez, this fifth root, don't be scared of that. I'm just going to let the calculator do the work. I'm going to punch that in my calculator right now. I don't have to figure out in my head what to the fifth power becomes -5. That's like wacky. There's no way I'm going to make you guys do that. So I'm going to go to my Desmos calculator and type that puppy in. The fifth root of -5. Watch this. Matter of fact, I'll put the link on C31. Let me go to my Desmos calculator. So here's our scientific calculator. Let me put this in C31 just so you guys have it. This way you're not searching the web, you have it right here. I'm going to dump it in here, hold up. So it's right there at the bottom. So let me type in, watch this now. Fifth root of, watch this, nth root button. The fifth root of -5. That's a funky number. There it is. -1.37. I'm going to run the nearest hundredth. Okay. So I'm looking at the 3. I look to the right of 3. That's 5 or bigger. That 3 turns into 4. Actually, no, I'm going to the nearest hundredth. My bad. I'm looking at the 7. My bad. The second decimal place. I'm looking at the 7. That number is 5 or bigger than 9, so the 7 turns into 8. So it's approximately -1.38. Coming back over here. Watch this. The function at -5 is equal to -1.38 plus 2. So the function at -5 then, what's -1.38 plus 2? Let me let my calculator do that because I'm too lazy and I'm not good at mental math. Horrible at mental math. 2 plus -1.38, I get 0.62. There it is. So the function at -5 is 0.62. Back in the day in Math 1 days and Math 2 days and junior high days, your final answer would have been like this: y equals 0.62. This are the old days. But you guys are now higher level math. The function at -5 is 0.62. In other words, we're making the transition now from this to this. Again, this is your note guide that I left. That's it for now for me. Keep those notes. We're going to revisit those on Monday because tomorrow's quiz day. What I'm covering right now is not going to be on the quiz. Remember, only Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday learning this. Go to the Ed puzzle now, and then the Jamboard problem, and you're done for the day. You got a free day. Go.